Hi, I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi. It's June 13th. Thank you for joining us for our regular weekly Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern live chat time. We're coming from YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram to take your general education live about U.S. immigration. Again, I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi, managing attorney of the JQK Immigration Law Firm, headquartered in Los Angeles, but we handle cases all across the world. Our location doesn't matter. Hopefully the internet doesn't freeze too much today. It hasn't had any problems. But again, I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi. Here to talk about general education stuff, not intended for individual legal guidance. We have tons of questions that come because our immigration system is so confusing and so frustrating for many, including myself. Every day I'm hitting my head against the wall dealing with this stuff. But it's something you have to go through because you want to get status and get your life going to be with your loved ones, to take advantage of work opportunities. So I like to come here at least once a week in a live setting to take your questions so you can hear other questions too that you may not even know about, get more familiar with it. We have a bunch of regulars to tune in. Also, if you're interested in a marriage or fiance case, we have a guide called the Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide, John's Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide. All you got to do is go to marriageimmigrationlaw.com. You can download a PDF there. Again, that's marriageimmigrationlaw.com. Download John's Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide. If you're interested in contact, we have one person on Mario says, how do we reach you over the phone? I generally don't talk with people unless they're having a consultation or they're an existing client. So what you have to do if you want to contact me is to email me at first at info@jqqlaw.com and briefly describe the immigration issue that you have. If it's a type of case our office handles, we work on scheduling a time. Normally it's a paid consultation. Sometimes we waive it depending on the situation, to talk with me or my associates, whichever is appropriate for the type of case that you have and the need that you have. So that's that. Let's jump into the question right here. Offmai says, hey, buddy, I was approved with no interview. Notes to learn, file as strong case as possible. Definitely, that's the way to go. Congratulations on being approved. KPK Jim says, hello, I have a question. I just got my 10-year green card. My wife cheated on me last year. Today I filed for a complaint for divorce. What if she harasses mentally? And then that's that. I don't know what to tell you. Just call the police if you feel like you're getting harassed in an appropriate way. For immigration, I mean, you get your green card, done with that relationship, but that other stuff, unfortunately, is not within the purview of something I can guide as an immigration lawyer. I'm sorry to have to deal with that kind of drama, though. Okay, let's see. We got another question. John Khosravi, is this your Facebook? We have someone asking. So I guess just to let people know, there is a person who uses my name, John Khosravi, on Facebook, has an account, and reaches out to people who post immigration questions, saying that they're me and charging them money to do services that they don't do. So be mindful. I'm not going to solicit clients. That's illegal for a lawyer to do. Contact people for immigration help, and it's from a fake account. So if you need me, info@jqqlaw.com is the place to go. My website is jqqlaw.com. So the email info@jqqlaw.com belongs to me. That way you know it's me. Had several people contact me this week saying there's a fraudulent person doing that kind of stuff. It's pretty horrible to take advantage of people like that. But just be careful for that. And thank you, Motra John, for reminding me to talk about that. We have a question on TikTok. Somebody asks, what is the status of F4 visas right now? F4 are sibling visas for green cards for siblings of U.S. citizens, brothers and sisters. And what's the status? There's nothing has changed in the last 10 years about that. At least last 10 years. Essentially, there's a long line that exists for that, and the line doesn't move really well. So unfortunately, that's backed up. I think maybe you hear the kids screaming in the background. I'm at home right now with the family, so you might hear a little bit of that. But yeah, the brother and sister of U.S. citizen case is heavily backed up right now. Lindy says, good evening, Mr. Khosravi. Good evening to you too, Lindy. Thanks for coming on the show. And I appreciate everyone who tunes in every week. It's always busy. We always just swap with questions, and we just locked and loaded. The thing I forgot to mention is we have a free video consultation. So if you're tuning into the live show, all you got to do is like and subscribe wherever you're watching this and write consultation. Or if you ask a question at the end of the question, write consultation, and then you could get things going from there. And I'll name a random person, three people within the next 30 minutes to schedule in a private consultation where you can have a chat without having to go through the full paid system and everything. So somebody says, my case has been documented qualified for 3 years now. Okay, so first thing is you have to make sure your case is current on the visa bulletin on the date of final action date. So even if you're documentary qualified, which means the National Visa Center for Consular Processing has said your documents are okay. A lot of people might not know what I'm talking about there, but hopefully do. That doesn't mean they're going to interview you or prove the case. You got to wait for your case to be current. And even then, because of things being backed up, the next question, Sell Shop says, Islamabad embassy taking forever? Yeah, it's taking 2 to 3 years to get 2.5 years to get an embassy interview in Islamabad. So there's delays even if your case is current. So that's that. You just got to make sure things are going well. Tara Thum says, is it normal to get processing time changing to, we know your case is taking longer than we expect to process, do not take any action? There's no normal in this. It's just something that exists, and unfortunately like that. Marlon says, what if you file your I-751 3 days late? Well, they could reject it. You should normally include an apology for it being late and ask for a late filing exception. They normally give it, but that's that. Hopefully they accept it. Plumbing says, hi to you too. The Happiness Gallant says, if a sibling is in the U.S. on a temporary visa and you apply for their green card, can they still stay until they get their green card? No, they can't. They need to maintain valid status until that time. And temporary visas are not going to last, 15 to 20 years. So they're not going to be able to maintain status to be able to file for a green card in the United States, unfortunately, the Happiness Gallant. So that's not going to happen, most likely. Afghan Flag says, does the U.S. Embassy in Qatar take interviews for CR1 cases from other countries like Afghanistan? They may. I'm not sure. I think Afghanistan is pretty flexible. They let other countries do it. They primarily go to Pakistan, but I haven't tried to connect with Qatar about that. I'm not handling too many Afghan cases, so I'm not active on it either. And then Jen says, how much process take for I-130? How much process parents I-130? 12, 13 months right now. Dr. Ahmad says, how long does the J1 waiver department revision to US take to process hardship? It varies, 6 months to 2 years. Raj Parsi says, I just had my N400 I-751 combo interview. The interview went good and I passed. I'm waiting on the oath ceremony mail. My Indian passport expires in August. Do I need to renew it or wait? That's up to you what you want to do if you need it. Now that once you become a U.S. citizen, India doesn't allow dual citizenship. So if you're going to get your oath ceremony soon, why waste the time and money on the Indian passport? But that's going to be a personal decision. Mahatal says, I already became a U.S. citizen. Should I have to update Social Security, or will it update automatically? It will not update automatically. You should notify the Social Security office that you have become a citizen, so they update your paperwork to reflect that. Joy Francis says, I've been permanently resident for 3 years now. Can I apply for a change of status? If you're a permanent resident, there's no change of status. What you may mean is your citizenship. If you've been living and married and living with the U.S. citizen partner for 3 years, the spouse, then you can file for citizenship. If that's what you mean. But there's no change of status. Art asks, do you need to be a resident of the state to bring a mandamus case for asylum? Do you mean a resident of the state? It depends on whatever state you are or the asylum office is. That's what they base it on. Sal Shop says, thanks for answering my question. Been waiting for 2 years for the interview. Hopefully speed up soon. Yeah, I've been hearing 2 years, a little more. 2 years is the time for scheduling interviews. Unfortunately, they're super backed up in Pakistan. Jeanette says, what time refugee can get our green card? Well, if you want your asylee, you may be able to. The new rules I haven't looked into because I don't handle those cases too often, but maybe a year. It's a year of physical presence in the United States. Marlon King says, my green card is not expired yet. Can I travel internationally? Well, if you filed your I-751 3 days late, your green card is going to be expired. So I'm not sure how that goes with what you previously said, Marlon. But what you got to do is just maintain either a valid green card or file the I-751 to get the extension notice, which gives the receipt notice, which acts as an extension, and you'll be good. Mrs. Boat says, is it normal to wait 4 months for a K1 visa interview? Yeah, the timelines are all over the place. So doing a K1 fiance visa is not faster, despite what people think, and they're backed up too. Arsenal says, hi, sir. Hi to you. Garv says, sir, how much time for F3 category green card out from India? I don't know. They haven't memorized the times. It's probably like 13 years, but check out the visa bulletin, the most recent version of the visa bulletin for under F3 in India. Bobby says, any changes on I-601 waiver? What happened when care mover to another jurisdiction? Care mover, I'm not sure what you mean. If there's no changes, it's just you got to let them know your address if you move. I think that's what you're asking. Sakia says, how long does immigration take to make a decision on a marriage-based interview? There's no fixed timeline. Gold says, why so much visa retrogression? Good question. I don't know. Ralph says, can you help someone get a court date after filing for asylum more than a year? No, I can't. I don't think anyone could do that. Popchin says, can my mother, who is a green card holder, file for my 1-year-old daughter? No. Your mother can file for you if you're not married, and maybe your daughter comes under that if you're not married. Again, I got to say that I'm not sure the grandchild is included, maybe, but they don't can't file directly for your 1-year-old daughter. Arslan says border crossing. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Steve says how much process of I-7 removal? 1 to 2 years average. Amir says after K1 fiance comes to U.S. and adjustment status is denied, can one apply for I-45 again? Yeah, just want. Well, it depends on why it was denied, but it's possible. Garf says I just checked it, got my update with him with 1 month. That's 10th March, and my grandparents. Can you please approximate time? I can't do individual case analysis here, Garf. If you want to schedule a private consultation, just hit up the office and we'll schedule that. Lionheart says my brother filed an I-130. My priority date is 2011. How much longer I have to wait? Check out the visa bulletin. Joy says I've been a permanent resident 3 years now. I can apply for it. I already answered that question. I will mute questions if added a lot because it's hard to keep track of what's going on with people to do that. So, okay, let's go back see what questions I missed based on that. Missed a lot of questions. Give me a second. Okay. How long does it take? How do you know what the times? Okay, how long does it take for I-130 sibling here in the USA? It's gonna take forever. So if it's how long does Ankara Embassy CR1 interview take? That takes forever, 5 months, a year, 2 years. The reason why I say this is because there's no fixed timelines on this kind of stuff, so it's really backed up. So you can't expect these things to happen too quickly. It's really up to when they want to do it, or if you file a lawsuit, maybe, and that works. Let's put the phone up so I'm not constantly staring down on this stuff. What about humanitarian parole? We give it a shot. How long does it get passport waiver approval for DHS? I'm not sure why DHS is a passport waiver. As Majah says, I got approval for I-130 after marriage interview, but I didn't get approval for I-485. Just wait and see what happens. K1 interview is normal. We already answered that. Can we travel? Can he travel before he get a green card? I don't know what the current status is to give you advice like that. Bakr says, I applied for my spouse. It's been 3 months and I haven't received anything through mail but IOE number. Yeah, that's all you're going to receive. You got to wait. Sub says, I have a pending case, VAWA. I applied for work permit renewal. How long does it take? It takes however long. I'm not going to answer the question about timelines because it's just like, it's not up to me. And it's different for every case. So I'm not going to ask about that. Let's see. I-90 Tide Glassware since last August. How long? Okay, again, any questions about the length I can't answer because it's different for every case. And, 9 out of 10 cases could be one thing. Yours could be different. So my answer how long things are going to take ain't going to help you at all. Sorry, what happened when case more than to another jurisdiction? I don't know. If you're married to a U.S. citizen, you can apply for citizenship. Okay. Rafael, how longer it take to get an asylum interview in USCIS? It depends on the field officer doing it. My wife's Canadian. We want to stay in the U.S. What's the process? Download the Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide, Dr. Who, and you learn about that and schedule a consultation. Okay, again, these questions about timeline, I cannot help you with. I have to mute the accounts because if people keep asking repeated questions, it makes it really hard to keep track of what's going on. How long does it take after the medical exam? It's however long they want to take. How does expedited visa work? I got a ton of videos on this on YouTube. You can check that out. Another question, Mohammed Kaba says, how can I get my birth certificate for I-130 if it's lost? You ask the agency, the government agency that issued it to give you another one. I'm a Portuguese passport holder. Can I live and work in the U.S.? Not with your passport. You need to find some sort of status. Can a conditional green card holder file for their child inside the U.S.? If their child has status properly and they maintain status, yeah, that's maybe possible. How can I come to the United States? Well, that's a big topic. You need to have some sort of visa. How long does it take to abandonment? What's your fee on it? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Schedule a consultation in my office. How does it take to abandon? You try to abandon your green card, you got to think about that very clearly, make a decision for that. Hi, my family has a green card in the U.S. Can I move to the U.S. even if I'm over 21? If you have a green card, you can do whatever you want to do. How long does it take to get your citizenship? Well, it depends on if you have a green card or not, and if you're married to a U.S. citizen or not, if there's been abuse or not, if you're working for a foreign government, U.S. government or not. There's a lot of different things. Mont said, you got to put your full questions. They're more easily to read. You can't just put half a question. All right, take some questions on YouTube. Julia says, hello, Mr. Khosravi. If the EAD and AP, the work permit and travel permission are about to expire and green card didn't arrive, can it get extended for free or you have to file a new application and pay? You will have to file a new application, but right now you don't have to pay. You want to do that as timely as possible. Raj says, after a combo interview for I-7 final foreign in between all ceremony, what status is user is named? Do they give temp? What is your status? You're still a 10-year green card holder until a decision is made, until you become a citizen. What's your consultation fee? It depends on if you're going to talk with me or an associate or what your issue is. There's sort of different stuff. What you got to do, Tiffany, is to email the office, info@jqqlaw.com, and briefly describe your question, and then we'll take it there. Mohammed says, can you talk a little about official statements? I'm not sure what you mean by official statements. Please clarify. U.S. Mom says, can you travel with your green card as a permanent resident without your green card? No, you have to have your green card with you to re-enter the U.S. Kishi says, is the child out of status? If the child's out of status, can they file if the parents are U.S. citizens? Aisha says, how long does a college case remain valid? I'm not sure what you mean, that the case remains valid. It doesn't get invalid as long as it's pending. Abbas says, I work in the United States for the last 8 years. Can I apply for a green card? It's not based on that alone. You need more than that. Pearson says, how long does it take an answer when I file I-485 outside Orange time? There's no fixed timeline. Don says, my mother got a green card 10-year for I-485 adjudication with 1 year pending advanced parole. She got her green card. She doesn't need advanced parole anymore. Am I seeing Rambir Kapoor live? A lot of people think so, maybe. U.S. man said you shouldn't go anywhere without your green card. Yeah, that's right. Sir, I've been here 2 years and I haven't get first hearing. Once I do get hearing, unfortunately, they're super backed up. Munchkin says, hi there. Wait, let me see. We got some questions on Instagram. Who says, can I use the I-130 again if my OS-50 is denied the first time? If the I-130 was approved, yeah, you could use the same I-130 approval notice. Delgado said, while my asylum case is pending, can my mom offer me as a U.S. citizen? Yes, but you're going to have to leave the country to consular processing most likely, so it's going to be difficult. Blackwood says, I don't have any green card. It's my parents. I asked if I could come to them. Well, they got to apply for your green card. Anita says, bro, he looked like Ranki Kapoor. Yeah. Sash, if I file for my child and husband now, how long will it take? Green card holder? It's going to take a couple of years. The king of G-Town, probability to get approved asylum in front of IJ while having, I don't know your case. I can't give you probabilities. And each judge is different. Some judges deny 99% of the cases. Some automatically deny everybody. So that's that. Internet things are shutting off and shutting on. Sorry, everybody, we're back. Sorry it froze. Let's take some questions really quick on YouTube because it got frozen out. Oh my gosh, a bunch of questions. Okay. So how can I get my birth certificate? Answer that, Julie Burns. Dinesh says, do you know anything about the I-24, how they process that? Well, Dinesh, you're on YouTube. I have the most amount of videos on this topic on all of YouTube. So I know a lot about it. Schedule a consultation with my associate to talk about it. But first, just go to YouTube and type in IA24. You'll watch my videos on it, and I'll probably come up first, and then schedule a consultation. Bruce says, when I adjust into status through marriage, U.S. citizen pending, can I start working now, awaiting my work permit? No, you can't work without work permit. Julie, we're back. Kay says, my husband applied for me as a green card holder in 2020. I became a U.S. citizen 3 days after approval from USCIS. What will now happen to my children now of 2021? What if I don't upgrade MBC? Yeah, that was a bad move because they may have cut out your children at this point. Talk with the attorney. It may not have been appropriate for became a citizen 3 days after approving. It may not have been appropriate for your husband to file for citizenship. It may have messed up your children's case, unfortunately. So talk with the lawyer in private to talk about that. This is the thing about immigration, like some things, unexpected. In this case, there was a green card holder filed for spouse and minor children, and then became a citizen. Once you become a citizen, it cuts out all the other family members. So the minor children, even if they're adult, now they have to go through a long line. It really messes things up. Wasn't the way to go about it. Should have just waited. But I'm guessing you'd have attorney help on that. And you really hurt your family now. They're going to take them years to be able to come with you. So, a lot of times people file these cases, just frankly, and it's like, the forms themselves aren't complicated. Yeah, they're going to get approved. But it's the nuanced, strategic kind of stuff that's in the fine print. That's where a lawyer comes in to guide you on this stuff. And a simple consultation could help this. You don't even have to hire a lawyer to do the whole thing. But it really creates a lot of problems for your family now. You're going to be separated. They're only 20, 21, 22, prime years of age. You could have gone to school here, had opportunity in the U.S. Now they're stuck potentially. I don't know all the details, but just not filing for citizenship probably would have been better. User 3 says, is it difficult? We answered that already. You said, my wife's an Afghan evacuee from March 21. How can she apply for a green card? I don't know if to review your case. When the visa bulletin moved for sibling visa in Afghanistan, I waited for 16 years. I don't know. It's not really moving at all. Does traveling on a new green card impact you when you apply for citizenship? Yeah, if your trips are outside for too much, yeah, that can happen. Let me mute some people. I keep asking a question over and over again. How do you know if you're a 3rd year or 5-year citizenship who has a new green card holder? If you're married and living with a green card holder, Thano, that would be it. When am I legal in the U.S.? When I get arrested or when I marry a citizen or when received? You need to talk with the attorney in private. The way you word that means you definitely need a private conversation. How long does the naturalization process take? I don't know, 3 months, a year and a half on average. Could be more, could be less. Sammy says, my green card reset. I don't know. Thickum says, can an asylee marry a Marine Corps and what's the risk? Maybe, I'm not sure would there be risk. The risk is you have a bad relationship. I don't know about being married. One thing says, can you please answer my questions again? I don't know what your question is, but I can't. There's a lot of people who have questions to me. Do you have info about SIV cases? No, I don't handle SIV cases, especially under visas. Osman says, there's someone who can help me file out my B2 form. You can hire a firm. It's going to be expensive for B2, but just read it properly, and that will be it. Munchie, you can only stay outside 90 days if you have a green card. That's incorrect information, Munchie. That's why I don't want people answering other people's stuff, because if you have a green card, you could be outside for up to 6 months. More than 6 months, it creates difficulty, especially for citizenship. But I've had people be out for 9 years and they didn't take away the green card. It creates problem for citizenship and the risk of it be taken away. But I don't want you all answering other people's questions because you give incorrect info like that. How can you contact me? Once again, email me at info@jqqlaw.com. That's info@jqqlaw.com, and briefly describe the immigration issue that you have. Chris Forner says, can you help a visa from China, U.S.? Yeah, definitely. Nunn says, bid documents qualify for 4 months. When are we getting interviews? USA citizen, whenever the embassy has time. Youssef, I applied for NC 100K for my kids last March. How long the process takes? They're under 6 years. It depends on the field office. They have different. Some do it in like 2 months. Some take 6 months, some longer. Guy Nish says, perm processing time going to improve soon. Doesn't look like it. How can I come and work from Chad to US? Apply for work visa. Okay. Is it going to hamper your story of getting a divorce after coming to USA? Not necessarily. It depends on the whole picture. Osman says, thank you. You're welcome. We got 6 more minutes, guys. Get your questions in. Dunga says, good day, I'm from Zimbabwe. Can I get a truck driving job? If so, what's the process? You get a job as you want, but you need a visa. Aaliyah says, what are the steps after the I-129 if it's approved? Ours was approved yesterday. Well, congratulations. You got to do a consular processing now. Once you get the visa, come to the United States, get married, and file for adjustment of status. Olaf says, can I apply for N400 while I'm unemployed? Yes, the employment doesn't matter for the citizenship case. Nonsense. Okay, repeat question. Sorry, if you have a repeat question, I'm gonna have to mute it so it doesn't fill up my time zones right here. Okay, that cuts out a lot of this right here. Encore says, I applied for VAWA. Can I travel advance abroad if I have a permanent bar? To bring my problem and find something. No. Okay, there we go. We're back. Can I adjust my status to marriage to a U.S. citizen if I'm working legally, no false claim of citizenship? Maybe. I'm not there to adjudicate your case. Lucas says, I'm writing my two national interest waiver. Do you review what I'm providing feedback? No, we don't review cases. We do whole cases, so I'm going to be able to help you with that. City Boy says, do I need a lawyer when you file to marry? Okay. Dinesh says, I did my I-24 and haven't heard anything back from them so long. I have to wait to hear anything for USC. You got to sue them if it's too long, but unfortunately, they're really delayed on the I-24s. Okay, so a lot of repeat questions. And every time I mute it on TikTok, it disappears a bunch of other people's questions. So sorry if I miss it. It's just TikTok is not working well on that. Can you tell me how it goes? Welcome course program. I don't know anything about that. How long adjustment status? It depends on the government. What's the best evidence to prove financial hardship to expedite EAD? It depends on your case. No best evidence, just whatever proof that's to your life. Okay, I'm gonna take 1 or 2 minutes for the questions, and we'll call it a day. Sorry about the internet, everybody, but we answered like a ton of questions. How long is I-4 if I take approval? I already answered that. No timeline. Assistant says, hi, can you go visit your home country after becoming a citizen through asylum? It's not recommended, but they usually don't say anything. How do I know if I meet the criteria for NIW? No one really knows until you file it and see what the government says, but you go with someone who's done these cases before and they give you a better idea. Can you pay a fee to waive a deportation? No. Shaista says, hi, do you know how long for fiance visa? It takes a while. Zita says, sir, how can we finish data from my SIS system? I don't know what that means. I can't get in touch. Contact the New York Embassy for Afghan. Do I contact police report? They're not going to get police force from Afghanistan. There's no New York Embassy. It might be the Afghan Embassy, but I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. Marriage-based 80 pending 9 months. Is this normal? Yes. Farsa, all my documents are going to expire on August 21st. I don't know what to do. I don't know which documents you're talking about. Sorry about that. Can green card still valid after 18 years? I mean, you got to renew it, and they may deny it. You probably haven't been living in the U.S. Wally says marriage-based CAD. Already answered that question. Let's see. You pay. Ooh, okay. Our Patriot, possibly a tourist visa for genuine medical treatment while I-130 approved. Give it a shot. That's all you know. How long does it take for your immigration paper to come through? It takes however long to take. Awesome, man. You're welcome. And the final question: if I have a child, can I still be deported or asked to leave after divorce? Yeah, it's possible. Depends on the case and what arguments you have. But that's it for today. Thank you everyone for joining. See you, user. Good to see you. Unfortunately, internet was bad on YouTube and Facebook and LinkedIn. It cut out a lot. Sorry for being obnoxious, and probably the same on TikTok. But thanks for everyone who's staying on the line. We've had over 50 people on, 80 people on TikTok. Thank you so much for everyone to join. Our Patriot, you're welcome. We'll try to come back more often, especially if you're watching on TikTok. My TikTok username is JQK Immigration Law, or I don't know sure what my TikTok username is, Immigration Lawyer John or JQK Law. It's Immigration Lawyer John. Check me out there. It's much easier for me to go live there for my phone than all this other stuff. But we take questions live. We give out free consultation. We didn't give away today because no one said consultation. I kind of lost track of things. I used to have my assistant give me the questions, but I'm just doing it fast now, which means I look down and stuff. Not the best visually, but I get more questions done this way. I try to answer as many people. But when it comes to how long things take, it's not up to me. It's different every time. So it's so inconsistent. It's hard. Gabriel says, where are you located? I'm in LA, but it doesn't. Where our location usually doesn't matter for cases. And I guess we'll give away a free consultation to Charlotte Tor on TikTok. Take a screenshot of where you're watching this so I know it's you, Charlotte, and email it to me at info@jqqlaw.com, and we'll schedule a free consultation and take it from there. See, users, how long is the medical valid? It was 1 year, and then for COVID, they said 2 years. I'm not sure if they brought it back down to 1 year or not, but make sure you have the right edition for the form and stuff like that. Thank you, everybody. It was a pleasure seeing you all. God bless. Be safe. I'll be back next Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. God bless. Bye.